PlayStation, it's 1994, and the gaming world is about to change forever. Sony, a company known for Walkmans and TVs, steps into the console arena with the PlayStation, a sleek gray box that started as a failed partnership with Nintendo. Powered by a 33.8 MHz CPU and a custom GPU capable of rendering 360,000 polygons per second, the PS1 was a technical marvel for its time. Its CD-ROM drive allowed for richer, cinematic games compared to the cartridge-based systems of Nintendo and Sega. When it launched in Japan on December 3, 1994, and later in North America in 1995, it sold 100,000 units on day one in Japan alone, signaling Sony's bold arrival. What made the PS1 iconic wasn't just its tech, but its games. With 2 megabytes of RAM and a sound chip supporting 24 channels of CD-quality audio, developers crafted immersive worlds like never before. Titles like Final Fantasy VII, with its sprawling 3D landscapes, and Metal Gear Solid, with its cinematic storytelling, redefined what games could be. The console's 32-bit architecture enabled vibrant 3D graphics, while its 1 megabyte of video RAM pushed detailed textures for the era. Over its lifetime, the PS1 boasted a library of over 7,900 games, selling 102 million units worldwide, cementing its place in living rooms. PlayStation 2. In March 2000, Sony unleashed the PlayStation 2, a console that would become the best-selling of all time. Powered by the 294.9 MHz Emotion Engine CPU and a graphics synthesizer handling 6,600 polygons per frame at 60 FPS, the PS2 was a leap forward. Its 32 megabytes of RAM and DVD-ROM drive not only delivered stunning games, but also doubled as a home entertainment system, playing movies and music CDs. Launched in Japan to massive hype, it sold 980,000 units in its first weekend, despite shortages. Its 128-bit architecture supported everything from gritty Grand Theft Auto 3 to the emotional depth of Shadow of the Colossus. With a floating-point performance of 6.2 gigaflops and 4 megabytes of video RAM, over 3,800 games graced the PS2, including God of War and Metal Gear Solid 3, pushing storytelling and gameplay to new heights. Backward compatibility with PS1 games ensured players could revisit classics, while the DualShock 2 refined controls with pressure-sensitive buttons. PlayStation 3. When the PlayStation 3 hit shelves in November 2006, it was Sony's most ambitious console yet. Powered by the 3.2 GHz Cell Broadband Engine, a beastly CPU with 7 synergistic processing units, and an NVIDIA RSX GPU pushing 400 gigaflops, the PS3 aimed for the stars. Its Blu-ray drive delivered high-definition games and movies, a bold move that doubled as a Trojan horse for the Blu-ray format's victory over HD DVD. Despite a steep $599 price tag in the US, it sold 197,000 units in its first week. Its launch was marred by supply issues. The PS3's early years were challenging, but its 256 megabytes of RAM and 256 megabytes of video RAM fueled breathtaking visuals in games that defined a generation. Titles like Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, and The Last of Us delivered gripping narratives and stunning environments, showcasing the console's potential for emotional storytelling. Its complex cell architecture pushed developers to innovate, while the PlayStation Network introduced free online multiplayer and a growing digital store. With over 1,800 games and backward compatibility, the PS3 became a hub for diverse experiences, from epic adventures to indie gems, solidifying its place in gaming history. PlayStation 4. In November 2013, Sony launched the PlayStation 4, a console designed to win back gamers after the PS3's rocky start. Powered by an 8-core AMD Jaguar CPU at 1.6 GHz and a 1.84 teraflop AMD Radeon GPU, the PS4 delivered crisp 1080p visuals. With 8 GB of GDDR5 RAM, it was built for developers, offering a streamlined x86 architecture. Priced at $399, it undercut Microsoft's Xbox One and sold 1 million units in North America within 24 hours. The PS4's game library became its crown jewel. Titles like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn showcased its graphical prowess, with the GPU handling up to 4K upscaling in later Pro models. The PlayStation Network evolved, with PlayStation Plus offering free monthly games and robust online multiplayer for Destiny and Overwatch. The DualShock 4 introduced a touchpad and share button. With over 3,600 games, the PS4 catered to every taste, from indies like Hollow Knight to blockbusters like Spider-Man. PlayStation 5. In November 2020, Sony released the PlayStation 5, a powerful new console for gamers. It runs on an 8-core AMD Zen 2 CPU at up to 3.5 GHz and a 10.28 teraflop RDNA 2 GPU, letting it handle 4K graphics at up to 120 frames per second. The PS5's 16 GB of GDDR6 RAM and 825 GB SSD make games load super fast. Think seconds, not minutes. It came in two versions, $499 with a disk drive and $399 without. Despite supply shortages due to the pandemic, it sold 2.1 million units in its first month. The PS5's DualSense controller is a game-changer, with vibrations and triggers that make you feel every action in games. Its 3D audio tech creates realistic sound, making games like Spider-Man Miles Morales more immersive. The console supports ray tracing for better lighting in titles like Final Fantasy XVI and can play most PS4 games, too. By 2025, the PS5 had over 1,200 games, including big hits like God of War Ragnarok, offering something for every kind of player.